Hi, I'm going to attempt to um, record um, a new, what is it called? A new concept that I haven't dealt with in a while. So I'm going to include my audience in this new concept. Usually I'll go through it and then I'll make a video, but I feel like going through it live like this for some reason. So I don't think it's going to be too complicated. But what this is we're gonna communicate with the cassette player. So back in the day, you had a cassette player. If you couldn't afford a disk drive, which most people couldn't, they got cassette players, and we would just record our programs on tapes. So ever since I've been using this emulator, I've been using the C-Save, which emulates cassette save, but all that does is save and retrieve programs that you've written. So the difference here is we're going to put saving data to cassette. I think that's the best way to describe it. So we will save various data to the cassette, and we can retrieve this various data from the cassette while inside of a program. So basically, this is how PCs work. They use a file system. So this is an early version of a file system. So again, we're not going to be retrieving a program. We're going to be retrieving data to be used in a specific program. So I have a challenge ahead of me, and I don't know how well I'm going to be able to make this function because of I haven't really studied it. So I'm going to go over these notes here, and I think the first thing I have to do, and by the way, this is called taping, and you can find it in chapter 25 of Getting Started with Extended Color Basic. So after I've named my program, the first thing that it says that you need to do is open communication with the tape recorder. So we're going to do that by typing a line. And so we're going to say open. And now we have to label the open as some string. So we're just going to call it O. And then what we need to do is put comma, and then we have to name the device which we're communicating with here, and pound -1, or just I would say, yeah, it looks like -1, but it's really pound -1 is the label for the cassette. The printer has a different label similar to this. I don't know what it is. So we're establishing communication by opening the printer. I'm sorry, the cassette player. And we need to name our file, and we're just going to name it file. Or you know what, guys, since we all have Windows now, it usually says new folder if you don't give it a name. So we're going to call it new folder, because I really don't know what to call it. We could call it file, but we're going to call it, just for fun, we're going to call it new folder. So we open communication, and everything is separated by commas with the cassette pound -1 in our file or folder is called new folder. And then the next thing we have to do is output information to this file um, called new folder. And so for this, we have to create a little scheme. And basically, it's just an input loop. So I think I can handle this. Let's see. We're gonna put I don't know how to spell scheme, so forgive me if I spell it wrong. SCHEME, scheme. So what I'm going to do is clear the screen. I like to use CLS5, which turns it white. And we're going to make a prompt here. We're going to print now. I wanted to make this data numerical. What they've done in the book is they've created like book titles. But I do not want to do string data. I want to do numerical data. So, because I'm creating a video game and I'm almost done with it, and I had to break it up into several tapes because of memory issues, and so I have to go back and forth. When you're playing the game, you go back and forth between tapes or stages, and at the beginning and end of each stage is a code input and output. So I'm trying to figure out a way to work this into the game so it's like a it's not a copy protection, but it's a better way to it's going to create a save tape, like quit and save type thing. So let's see, we're going to put print list. How can I make this work? List 5 numbers. List 5 numbers. That's it. We're gonna do that.